The delays the last few days, I've just been so wiped out. Yeah, I've just been absolutely tired, drowsy all the time, felt like I was going to drop to sleep, and yeah, I just couldn't get on with anything really. So I've been trying to catch up on some sleep, and well, yeah, you know how that goes. Sometimes you just can't sleep, and something when you want to sleep, you can't, and you know what I mean. It's just hormonal stuff, you know. I'm a bit out of kilter at the moment. So anyway, so that's the canopy I took off. And the new canopy fits like a glove. It really fits really well, but I've got the rotor assembly out again at the moment because I was doing some thinking about the magnet arrangements, and yeah, I reversed these two magnets. You can't really see these two little ones at the top there. We do reverse relative to the other ones, and I was thinking about this more, and I decided that was probably a bad idea. So because I've been doing some more static tests, you know, using a fixed magnet, I also reversed the two on the entry point. That's with all segments, by the way. So the two on this entry point and the two on this entry point, I basically flipped the pole around on them, and I seem to get a much better magnetic coupling and less drag using a static magnet, you know, for testing. So yeah, so I've been fiddling about with the rotor and updating that a little bit. Also, some of them, due to shrinkage, some of them were getting a bit loose, so I had to put some more double-sided tape in them, and I've also had to rebalance the wheel with generator rotor assembly. So the new canopies, I stuck them together the other day. I was just too tired to do the video, but it didn't take much. I just used some acetone. I mean, it's not something really was worth videoing, to be honest with you. It didn't take long. The two halves were now bonded together. I mean, I literally just put some acetone down the middle, and then a bit of plastic glue as well afterwards to seal any cracks. And it come out really well, actually. It's not warped or anything. It's not curling. It's really much stronger than the previous ones. Now I've got these ribs on the back. Now you'll think, well, what the hell are they for? Well, those are for the coil guide. Those are for where the coils are wound onto. Now there's a difference between the original rotor assembly, which was used for the stator magnets. Do you remember the stator magnets were in the hub assembly were static? What I was previously doing was using nanocrystalline to flutter the field, and the coil was bloody hell, and the coil assembly is spread out more on this one. So what I've actually done now is what I'm actually going to be doing. When I've got to wind a new coil for the new canopy. It's going to be wound slightly differently. Well, it's going to be wound in the same fashion as this one, but instead of having the coils spread out, the center coil is wound around the back, and so there's a gap between them. The new coil is actually going to be wound. Let's see if I can show you. The new coil is going to be wound around, well, each pair of pegs. It's going to be wound around inside this track, around the pegs at the back, down here, around the back, all the way around, down and around the pegs, all the way back, and so on. And just keep going round and round and round until this section is full of coil wire. And the same with that section here and that section here. And that is the new winding arrangement for this other design, right? So there's a slight difference, as I say, between this one and that one, whereas there's gaps between the coils on this at the back. So you'll see when I've done it anyway. I do plan to live stream the coil winding process if it doesn't take too long. I don't know how long it'll take me. If I can do it all in one shoot, I'll do it in one video, but I don't know. It might not take long at all, but sometimes you get tired. But it might be better it might be better for me to video it and then upload it later. I don't know. But what I could do, it'd be easier actually, is to video winding one section. So if I just wind one section, you see, the reason for doing that is I wanted to count the turns, and to count the turns manually is so easy to forget where you are, and yeah, you get into it, you just get into a routine of winding, and things distract you and things. So if I wind one section, just count the turns for one section, I can see how much wire's on there, then I can basically stop the video, because we'll know how many turns to do it for the rest, which will be the same. So that's basically the idea. So if I do it that way, the video is not going to be too long. It'll be 3 times shorter, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I can't show you this fitting on the unit right now because it's dismantled, but trust me, it fits like a glove. I've got a lot more clearance with the rotor. I can show you the distance, the clearance on the rotor now. We're not going to have that horrible rubbing problem anymore. So when the rotor's actually in there, you can see how much of a space we have on each side now. We have much more. I can sit it in there actually. We can see how much space we have at each side now. There's no chance of that catching. But I need coupling as well, because we need the coupling between the coil on the side and the magnets that are on the side of the rotor to cancel the drag. So I'm hoping that the spacing is not too great. We do get a very, very strong field on the sides compared to the face, the actual perimeter of the rotor. So I think it's going to work out. Yeah, I really do. I can't really demonstrate it because you can't feel what I feel, but when I'm holding the magnets on the side there, on the side of the rotor, the feel for the anti-cogging, anti-drag is much stronger than it is on the face. So I would say it's about 6 times stronger on the side. So that gap that's down the side shouldn't make any difference. It shouldn't inhibit what I want it to do, if you get what I'm saying. So anyway, in the meantime, I've got my copper strips on there ready, so I can solder the wires on to the copper tape is stuck on there, so I can solder my wires on there just like the previous one. And I've been letting this dry for a few days because it's still drying. I can tell by tapping it how much it's dried, but it's very rigid. It takes quite a bit of bending now because it's a bit thicker than the original one. I've got the wall thickness of this plastic is probably twice the thickness of the original ones. Well, if I go to that one, you can see the thickness of that there. Right, so that thickness compared to that thickness, you can see this is definitely a lot better. So I've got a much sturdier canopy now, and it's not likely to flop around like it was, because this, as I said, this one I had some issues with it. It was where the ends were curling. You can see how bendy this one is, look. Yeah, so I've got a much better. Yeah, this is hard to bend. It's not easy to bend at all, so that's good. So anyway, give me a few days because I'm not rushing at the moment. I've been doing some thinking about other things, and yeah, I just wanted to make sure I haven't overlooked anything. I don't think I have. I'm pretty sure I've got it all worked out. So hopefully I'll do a coil winding. I don't know, it'll probably be Wednesday actually. Because I've got things to do tomorrow, I've got some errands to do tomorrow, and I'm just kind of getting my strength back at the moment because, as I say, it's hormonal stuff, yeah. Without going into all that, we should be back with a coil winding session on Wednesday. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the update.